about newsletters and podcasting as well. So thank you, Ariel, for giving us your time, and then we'll be sending you back. And we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
Thank you, Ariel. And for our next speaker this afternoon or morning, wherever you are, he is a content creator based in the Philippines. He started as a blogger in 2003 and YouTuber in 2006 and a podcaster in 2008. He uses websites Azrael's Maryland blog and YouTube channel as a reporting platform, anything about his interest in lifestyle, travel, food, pop culture, and tech content. Awarded as the 2009 Most Influential Blogger from Luzon, Philippines, awarded by the Philippine Blog Awards. He is the founder of several online communities such as Philippine Bloggers Network, Manila Bloggers Network, Oh My Food Community, Travel and Blog Community, and Philippine Toy Group Association on Facebook. Let's welcome Azrael Coladilla.
Hi
Hey.
everyone. Good
Hi.
morning, good
Good
evening, good
morning.
afternoon.
Good morning. So
Welcome
yes,
to
sir, we're
PodFiesta.
excited. Ayan, mabuhay
Okay.
daw. So we can't wait to hear more of what you're gonna tell us, and we'll see you, and we'll be on backstage. Thank you, sir. Take the stage.
Okay, so I have a slide here. Okay. Okay, guys. Content creation is very vast and wide. There are a lot of platforms with different audiences. There are a lot of topics to discuss, lots of content to consume. Learning never stops because the content is already available by demand. And with the click of a button, you can get the most credible information that is available on the net. Podcasting is present before the social media boom or popularity of Facebook, YouTube, or other creation platforms. And today, yes, today, our internet is stable and fast. The technology and gadgets are evolving fast, and acquiring these gadgets are so easy. I'm glad that these podcasts are here to stay and have already evolved into several forms or kinds. So, here in my talk and presentation, if you are undecided where to start or finding some easy platform for your podcast, you are in the right segment here at the Pod Fiesta because I'm going to share some of my experiences and also insights why I am doing a podcast or video podcast here on YouTube. So before I proceed to my talk, hello, mabuhay sa mga katropa natin dyan sa Pilipinas and also in Australia. Hi to my friends. Hi to Miko Santos. And thank you so much to the PodFiesta Summit team for inviting me as one of their guest speakers for today. By the way, I'm from Cavite, Philippines, and it's great to be part of this international podcast summit. It's my first time to share a talk about podcasts because podcasting is not my expertise because I'm a vlogger and a YouTuber, and I believe that whatever style you do to create information for the public, you're doing already as a public service that can benefit the audiences of any age on the internet. So, PodFiesta Summit, thank you so much and congratulations on your first year. So, introduction again. I'm Azrael Coladilla from the Philippines. I'm known as a blogger or content creator, and I do content creation as a blogger since 2003. And the most earliest time for me that I tried podcasting was on the year 2004. It was just a hobby and a fun activity where I create short talks with mix of music or like a mixtape. In other words, I do podcasts like a DJ, and it lasted for some months. I think I uploaded that on GeoCities and then later on multiply.com, if you can remember multiply. And there are also a time that I created the podcast using Macromedia Shockwave Flash. Yes, those Flash animation. I created a player, a streaming platform by myself, and I just embed that to my blog. It's one of the earliest time for me to host my own streaming content for podcast, and it's also hosted on GeoCities at that time. Then on 2007, I discovered YouTube, and I'm not a good video editor at that time, but I learned that I can use some images or slideshow of photos accompanied by an audio. I use Windows Movie Maker at that time, and I launched some podcasts. It's a funny podcast. It started as a parody or comedy podcast posted on my old YouTube channel. and it didn't last long because back then our internet connection is so slow, and content creation back then is so uh, uh, is only good for blogging or writing a journal. Then on 2008, a friend who is a CEO of a voice acting company invited me to join with him to launch a podcast network. We call it the Pinoy Popcast. We are using his audio recording studio, some of those professional equipment in recording. That was my first taste of making a serious podcast. Our style is reporting. Since I'm a blogger and I do reporting about my interest in lifestyle, my interest in travel, food, and technology, I transfer some of my words in my blog website into an audio recording. It's like I'm reading a script. And it was a very hard transition for me. What I did is that I invited my fellow blogger friends to join with me and put up this podcast network, which we call it as a uh, Pinoy Popcast. All right. Then and then on 2010, already on 2010, I continued uploading some random video podcast on my YouTube channel. Then on 2015, I got a chance to join and operate a radio talk show for bloggers. It lasted for 2 years, but I managed as sometimes a co-host, sometimes as a guest of our own radio talk show. It depends if our guest speaker is not available. I'll be the one who will filling in the slot. Then I continued the vlogging, the video blogging or vlogging on my YouTube channel, and I became a serious blogger way back in 2016. This is the big decision for me to try vlogging on YouTube because I want to do something new. I want new challenges, and also I want to be more a content creator. Then on this present year, 2021, I brought back video podcasting on my YouTube channel, and it was the first time. It was a time when audio podcasting is getting more popular thanks to the popularity of Clubhouse. And since that, I can try or use Clubhouse platform to widen my audience because uh, I don't have the device. I don't have an iPhone or iPad, and I decided to just to stick to YouTube and introduce video podcasting to my present subscribers. So my topic on my video podcast on my YouTube channel is all about my interest and reporting about travel, lifestyle, food, and technology. That's based on my blog website, and also that's one of my interests in creating content. And sometimes I have content about my personal life, and also I bring the podcast recording to anywhere I go so that the listeners can feel my experience whenever I record to a different location. Sometimes I do podcasting while in a forest, in a river, in a beach, in during camping, or in a busy street of the city. So as a vlogger on YouTube, I bring the video podcasting in a different style. It's like a video blog, but it's only audio. So for video podcasting on YouTube, I already became a guest speaker on some video podcast channels. You can check Teddy Stage Studios, Fresh Eyes Podcast. Both are on YouTube, and it's recent. Uh, it's a sit down guesting blog on their show. Also, I am a podcast operator and director for Toycon TV. We are operating since last year, and the most exciting experience on hosting a pop culture video podcast via live streaming is that we collaborated with Warner Brothers, and we hosted a live reaction stream while featuring the DC fandom. It was live, and it was very challenging, and I'm very happy that the Philippines get a part of the international show. So these are my examples where uh, I started going back to video uh, podcasting. So I like to mention this first. Take note that my talk here is based on my experience and the things I've been learned along the way as a content creator. I don't see myself as an expert in the field, but if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or just message me online. So, okay, are you guys ready? So, what is YouTube? Okay, what is YouTube? YouTube is the most popular platform now for videos online. Almost everyone know how to use YouTube. No, everybody knows how to watch, make a playlist. It's like the modern television, which you can bring it anywhere, watch it anywhere, and listen anywhere. Majority of the users choose YouTube because it's easy. It's present on every mobile devices. Even our smart TV has its own YouTube app. YouTube invite the general audience to watch general content uploaded by its video publishers. And the good part here is that the YouTube invites YouTube. It's a big user generated content platform. It means that it operates by itself because the content it's coming from the user itself, and the content will be provided anyone who is a member of YouTube. So it means that you need to be a registered user in order to upload content. If you want to post a comment on a video content, you need to be a registered user. But if you feel that you want to watch only, you can watch or listen. You can click and play the button, and then voila, you can listen to those podcasts. Okay, why I use YouTube as a platform for my video podcasting. I use YouTube as my podcast platform because I'm already a YouTube video content creator. And I already have my own audience and subscribers. They are just there waiting for me to upload my next video. And I know that some of them aren't used to listening audio only. Uh, Video podcasting is another way of communicating with them and let them use their ears for a change. And communicating with them is very easy, and all they need to do is click the play button. They can just sit down on their couch, enjoy the luxury of listening. They can listen to the video podcast while eating, while driving, washing the dishes, just cooking, or maybe sleeping. I did not use Spotify podcast or other platform because it's so hard to move audiences to another platform. But here on YouTube, but here on YouTube, the audience is already there. The audience are just waiting for new content to be posted by anyone. And if a certain topic that interests them, they can easily go back to my YouTube channel, for example, to listen again and subscribe. YouTube is very popular. And since I'm not that so popular, I'm not famous. So bringing my audience to another platform will take more time, will take more of my time, my energy in promoting and marketing my another platform. So I might lose of some of my focus in content creation, and instead of investing more of my time, it's better for me to stay on YouTube and do my video podcasting there. All right. So do we have some questions? So hello to everyone. Ron, Asi, Earth, Alisa, John Michael Bueno. To my sister Michelle, hello. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, video podcasting, is it easy? Is it hard or not so hard? Video podcasting is easy. If ever you have the background in video editing and talking in front of the mic and camera, you won't get a problem. You won't make you won't get a problem in making one. But if you are a newbie or want to start your first video podcast, I can say that you need to learn more about creating quality content via video or audio. It means that you need to learn the technicalities of recording a video or audio, or converting a multiple video audio files into one podcast file, uploading the podcast on YouTube, and learn also how to market it or promote your podcast. But if you are interested to make one, you need to learn all of this one by one, take some baby steps, and encounter first that errors and fails, because that's the next video podcast you are making will be much more perfect because you are no, you already know what to do. So for good quality video podcast, I just learned the best way only last week. I just recorded some kind of perfect video podcast. And I'm not a very pro in creating podcasts, but I'm very confident now in uploading audio only podcast because I already enhanced the quality of my recording. So you see, I'm not yet an expert as of now. So what are the tools for video podcasting? My advice that whatever gadget or tools you have at home, that's the best tool you have for video podcast creation. Back then, I used this MP3 player with audio recorder in making my podcast. But today, we have the high tech and latest gadgets, the smartphone. Yes, the smartphone. I'm sure everyone owns a smartphone. Uh, this smartphone that you are using is the best tool already in making video podcast. It has an audio recorder, a video recorder, and also you can install mobile apps for video and audio editing. And also there's also a YouTube application. So here are some of my tools in creating my video podcast. I have my Huawei P30 smartphone for the recording. I have the audio recorder app, and during recording, I am using my lapel mic, a generic lapel microphone, or sometimes I use the DT D4 Duo. It's one of my microphone for my camera, and I'm using as a headset for listening, for reviewing my audio or recording. Sometimes if I don't want to use my phone, I'm using my camera, my Fujifilm camera, because the audio recording it's much more clearer and better. Especially my style now is my plan for the next video podcast is to bring binaural audio podcast. It means that I'll be using two microphones which can record audio exclusively for the left and for the right. So I can, record not just my voice, I'm also recording the audio in my environment. So what I'm hearing on the left will be felt and listened by the audience by from their left ear or their right ear. So for my laptop, I have a Sony Vegas, this icon with the letter V. Sony Vegas for editing my podcast. It's a my main video and audio editing software. And then for mobile, I have this VN video editing app. I'm using VN if I'm going to, you know, uh, edit some of my videos on my phone. So and also if ever don't have an access to my laptop, I use my phone to record, edit, and upload my video podcast. So it's very easy to use. And then also my laptop for much uh, more features in editing, especially if I'm going to upscale or upgrade the audio. I need to enhance the effects, add more visuals and video. I'll be using my laptop for that. So these are the tools that I'm using for video podcasting. So there are some questions about video podcasting. Which is better, live or recorded video podcast? It's up to you. If you want to host your own live podcast, it's better to choose this style because you are no longer required to edit your video. It's automatically uploaded in your YouTube channel. For live video podcast, I suggest you use StreamYard as your live streaming platform for your video podcast. I've been using the StreamYard since last year of March 2020, and it's very helpful for us to, stream our content to different platforms like in Facebook, Twitter, and also in YouTube. And we do the podcast streaming to my YouTube channel and then cross stream live with into several platforms at the same time. The only problem that you can encounter on a live podcast is that the technical difficulties can be expected, like problems in your internet connection, power failures, microphone feedbacks, disconnection to the stream, and sometimes you encounter problems with your guest speaker because of their unavailability to attend in your scheduled broadcast. So, but that's a part of the challenge, and in every challenge you should know how to troubleshoot whenever there's a tech problem during your live podcast. Sometimes I do live video podcasts because of my internet connection at home. I don't have the luxury of or capability to stream a good quality video and audio content to my YouTube channel because internet here in Cavite, Philippines is very slow. I'm running on 5 Mbps internet, and because I want to record a good quality production, I decided to stick or to use recorded video podcast. So this is another kind of kinds of podcasts, live and recorded. So here a recorded video podcast, it will benefit you to produce good quality content because you can do a series of recording and you can edit out the unwanted noise, or you can reshoot if you must, and you can add some music or musical background audio effects to make your video podcast more entertaining. So you're doing recording and later on post production. On the post production, you can add effects, music background, sometimes slideshows. So in a recorded video podcast, I can produce video podcasts that are good for 1 month. If I'm uploading a weekly podcast, I can record and upload and prepare one podcast per day. And if ever and if ever I'm going to record two videos for a week, I can schedule those videos podcast on YouTube to be ready to go live on the next following week. So if ever for a weekly podcast content, I won't worry in recording, since I can record 4 podcasts in less than a week and schedule it to go live, and it's already good for 1 month. So that's the option for you if you want to do a live streaming video podcast or a recorded video podcast. So shout out to Enzo Luna for thank you guys for attending and listening. And here are the kinds of video podcasts. This is based on my observation and experience. There are different style of video podcasts. Since your platform is on YouTube, you can take the advantage of turning your video into an audio only podcast, or turn your video as a live podcast. Uh, Here are some of the examples. There are the sit down or face cam podcast. There's the only audio podcast and the slideshow podcast. I'm not sure if there are others kinds of podcasting we have, but feel free to comment down below and share what they are so that we can include it in our discussion later. So sit down or face cam podcast is a video podcast, which we can call it already a vlog or a video journal. It depends on the type of content or topic that you're doing. So in the face of the video podcaster is one on the front of is on the front of the camera talking to their audience. We call it sit down because you are sitting down in front of your camera, just like what I'm doing today. This is a sit down video podcast. And the other video podcaster with the face on the screen, uh, this is the kind of video podcasting that it's very challenging to others because they're not comfortable showing their face on the screen. So that's why there's the audio podcast. This is the video podcast that I'm using today. I'm a video YouTuber, for example. I have a separate content on my channel that's only audio only. It's an audio only uh, recorded on my phone, and then I edited with the editing software and I uploaded on my YouTube channel. Uh, There's no face, there's no images. All you can hear is that me talking on YouTube, and I want your attention to, just listen, and then engage later, for example. So for me, I chose this style because I want my audience to use their ears to listen to the words that I want to share. And I want to see also if they are really listening, and this is a new way for me to communicate with the audience. And another kind of video podcast is the slideshow podcast. I call it slideshow podcast because this style is very popular. I watch several video podcasts on YouTube that is all about pop culture, and many video podcaster or YouTuber use their audio only content, and on the screen they posted the photos or video slideshow of any images of based on the topic that they are discussing. The podcaster no longer required to show their face, but the only matter is that the visual on screen help the video podcast get more screen time and listening activity. For example, there are a lot of video podcaster that talks about the ending of a movie, or those explainer videos, for example, that helps the audience understand what happened to that movie. Other posts, they are posting spoiler reviews, especially about the next episode for the new episode, the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. And then I observed that the most popular video podcast few months ago, when the podcaster are now creating fan theories, because fans can post their own findings, their own theories of what's going to happen in that series or movie. And by the way, I love to watch the video podcast that reveals a lot of Easter eggs. It's a new style of sharing information with fellow fans, revealing the hidden messages embedded on those series, especially during the WandaVision series. Everybody are already posting their own uh, fan theories. All right. So this is my example. I have a sit down face cam uh, video podcast, and then the audio only. I have one image, and it's only displaying just a reference that that it is a podcast. And then for my slideshow, I have an example here where I did a movie review of the Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's not that popular, but I have some views, and even I first saw the movie before the world premiere, and the the review, it's very helpful to others, especially I did it. By the way, my video podcast is in Filipino. It's on our language. It's we call it Tagalog. It's our own language in the Philippines, because my audience is only for the Filipino. But for example, doing the Justice League movie review, because I'm collaborating with the movie producers or distributors. What I'm doing is I transform my video podcast into English, so that it will be available for the international audience. All right. So, how many listeners and viewers do I have in my video podcast? Actually, I only have a handful. If ever I have 50 viewers, 50 listeners, I'm happy. I'm happy, and if ever I have 20 listeners or viewers, that's okay. The important thing is that my content's being appreciated and listened by my subscribers, or even newcomers who discovered my topic via YouTube search. And for me, I can get new audiences on this kind of style on YouTube. For example, if there's a fan of video podcasting, I can get their attention. They can be my subscribers after a while. And video podcasting is not my main content on my YouTube channel, but it is a added content for everyone, because I want to, talk to my subscribers. To I want them to listen to what I'm going to share. And for me, it's a way of communication, not just about information. So it's a way of communication, especially during this pandemic. Everybody is at home, and I don't have any engagement or social activity with everyone. So this is the only way that I can uh, do as a content creator. Talk to you and also share information, and then also I will listen to you because you are going to post some comments, or we will do the engagement later via comments. And the relationship between a content creator and a viewer, for example, will not end in one video. It will continue to the comments. It will continue on other social media platforms. So based on the numbers of listeners, I don't have that much, but the engagement is continuous. It doesn't, you know, contain in one video. So what's my workflow in making a video podcast? It's very simple, you know. What I'm going to do is get my smartphone, for example. I'm going to add a microphone. Where's my microphone? Or for example, I have this headset with a microphone. I'm going to insert this headset to my smartphone and then uh, record it with the recording app. After I did the recording app, recorded my audio podcast, I'm going to transfer this on my laptop, use the Sony Vegas to edit everything, edit everything, separate the noise, minimize the noise, enhance my audio, and then I will just trim and remove the bad part. If ever I need to reshoot, I will record again and then add the new clip on my editing software. And then later on, I will render it as a video, as an MP4, and then I will ready it and upload it on my YouTube channel. And after I upload it on my YouTube channel, I will go to my Facebook and promote it there. Facebook and Twitter. And I have several Facebook groups. I'm a member of different networks. So what I'm going to do is share and promote my new upload, because I have some viewers who are not subscribed, but they are watching my content if ever I'm posting content on several communities on Facebook group, for example. It's very effective because you know uh, if your content is all about money making, for example, if your content's about money making, you want to share your video podcast about money making. If you share it on your Facebook network, you may get 20% or 30% of the people on your Facebook that is interested about money making, your money making podcast. So what are you going to do is search for Facebook groups that are, a community that serve as a community about learning about money making, for example. There you can start promoting your content there, so that you can get some audiences in different communities. That's the one of the secrets in content creation. So for the engagement with listeners and subscribers, yes, I already mentioned this before, that you know the engagement doesn't limit on one video or on one content. The engagement will continue on the comments and also on different platforms. I'm very happy that YouTube is already engaging with their content creator. For example, I've been attending a series of YouTube events, and they are organizing some workshops, some entertainment events, and also some collaboration with other YouTube creators. So what happening is that the the engagement is no longer limited to the creator and the audience. Now the platform is also engaging with both of the uh, entity, the creator and also the audience. That's the difference with YouTube to other platforms. I'm not sure because I'm not a creator for Spotify or other podcast network. I'm sure with other podcast network they are doing the same. And for example, Miko Santos inviting me to join the Guerrilla podcast. Okay, game, let's do this. And I think today is the good day to create a podcast because last year I'm not very ready. I'm not I'm not yet perfected the editing and recording, but today I think I'm ready to join the podcast network if there are others who want to accept a Filipino or Tagalog podcast, or maybe I can try English too. It's a challenge for me, so let's do this. Since the pandemic will remain us here at our home, we can do a lot of things already, and maybe in the next podcast network I'll be trying cooking podcast network. So there's a lot of question. Can I earn or monetize my podcast on YouTube? The answer is yes. Yes, because YouTube is one of the most popular platform where it serve uh, advertisements on the YouTube and then give some commission to the creator. For example, I earned my 1,000 subscribers, I think around 2015, I think around 2015. I received my 1,000 subscribers, and that's the first requirements of YouTube, that you need to have 1,000 subscribers, and also I think 4,000, 10,000 watch hours. I'm not sure of the new update already. So back then, I'm ready to monetize my YouTube content, but I remain not to monetize it because I don't want to lose focus on my content creation. I want to focus first on my content creation, establish first my YouTube channel, and then later, if I'm already comfortable, I can now activate the YouTube uh, partner and start serving some advertisement. But then on 2019, 2019, I think I was around 5,000 subscribers. I decided to turn on my monetization program. And then after a few months, I already earned something from YouTube. And that is one of the best thing that, they are paying you because you are creating content and serving those advertisement. So for video podcast, there's a possibility that you can earn from it. And if you are very serious in creating video podcasts, consider YouTube also as your platform. Or if ever you want to use YouTube as your main platform, you can, take the advantage of the monetization program of YouTube. I'm not sure if other podcast platform offers that. I'm not sure if it's Spotify. I'm not sure because I'm not uh, a user of Spotify when it comes to podcasts. I always hang out here on YouTube. And now I'm at 8,000 subscribers, and the earning is it's good, but my advice is that you should not lose your focus in creating content, because if you get corrupted or you want to earn more, you already tempted to create those crazy videos or podcasts. So very be careful not to be corrupted by money. Make sure that you are creating good quality content that has content values to for the audience. So yes, you can monetize your podcast on YouTube. And for my experience, yes, you can earn from it. Okay, do we have some questions here? We are going to discuss some questions. So tips. So my tips, guys, is that my only tip for a starting video podcaster or content creator, my only tip is that do not be afraid. Do not be afraid in creating content. Don't be just a viewer. Try yourself to be a creator, because your voice is very important. Your opinions is very important. And at this moment, you know, this pandemic, we need to voice out. We need to react. We need to comment, talk to people, do some discussion. And content creation is not just a one post on Facebook. You can do more. The good thing that happened last year, 2020, almost everyone is doing live stream. That is good. That is good. And that's the way on how you use your content creation platform, Facebook, YouTube, and other some podcast platforms. So it's very important that you also become a creator. So don't be afraid to try it. And then if you are comfortable, just do it as your new career during this pandemic. So maybe after this pandemic next year, maybe you become your the next radio broadcaster, the next YouTuber. Some of my friends are turned to be a good host and MC on several shows. Others become actors. Others become chef and cooks because podcasting will be your stepping stone to your dreams. For example, this is not my expertise, but I love photography. I love taking videos. So because of what I'm doing, camera brands and smartphone brands and gadgets are approaching me to collaborate with them, and I get free stuff. That's the benefit of my journey in content creation. So don't be afraid in creating content. Be a creator and not just a viewer. So that's it, I guess. Thank you, guys. And obviously, my last slide. So thank you so much, PodFiesta, for having me and be one of your guests here in your show, your summit.
All
Wow.
right. Thank you so much, Mr. Azrael. No, I think
Thank you so much.
AD, if just to share, whatever it is that I learned from this is it really takes it's a journey. Did we lose Mr. Azrael?
I think
Oh,
so. I think so.
I think we did. Okay. Anyway, for the participants who are here, if you are still watching us, all
Oh,
right.
there you
Okay,
go.
Mr. Azrael
Sorry,
is back.
did I
Okay.
press the button?
It's okay. So if ever whatever it is that I learned from you is that it's really a journey towards, content creation, and it boils down to what is your why? Why do you do this? What is your purpose? Or like what you said, you didn't really focus on monetizing because you really wanted to focus more on the content that you put out there because it's really your passion. So I'd like to just commend you because reaching that 8,000 subscriber mark is a milestone. And what I
Yes.
love most about you
It's
is that you
really,
celebrated your small achievements, small
yeah.
milestones, right? It's adding up to where you are now and where you're headed more in the future. So, yes, thank you so much, Mr. Azrael, for sharing
Thank you
with
so
us.
much.
Mhm. All right, participants, if you are here and if you have questions for Mr. Azrael, please go to Hopin platform, go to the session, the question and answer platform. Then Mr. Azrael will be happy to answer your questions and connect with you. Thank you, Mr. Azrael.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
thank you,
much,
thank you.
sir, for your time.
All
Okay.
right,
So that was a wonderful topic for us to hear and super
indeed.
super value bombs talaga, no? But
Mhm.
without further ado, let's introduce